one thing that I'm noticing as I go out into the world and I talk to more people and I start to see like it, our biggest area of improvement, just as a community, at least here in America, is just how we interact with each other in closed communities or friends, or just our interactions with each other have become more just kind of hollow a little bit. Like when it's the Olympics, one thing I've noticed is that you will see us band together, right? When it's the Olympics, like everybody is USA, USA. Yo, we got the Eagles in the back. We are aligned, and it doesn't matter what sport. Like we rooting for our people. We rooting for our brothers and sisters. That's how America is. That's how we are. But in the meantime, before that point, you know, it's it's pretty segmented in terms of togetherness. Who said you can't use gaming to encourage people? Who said you can't use gaming to teach people the ways? Not me. Welcome to the new episode of Gems and Gaming. Get ready as we log in to share some life wisdom and put you on game. Let's get it. Yo, what's going on, y'all? I promised some friends that I would play Overwatch with them in a little bit. So I probably no, not probably. This definitely won't be that long, but that's okay. I wasn't really doing anything of importance. I'm playing Final Fantasy again. I'm probably gonna alternate between games like this, like games that are more chill. Like if I get the urge to play 2K, I'll probably play it. But since I started working out again for basketball, I get the I get the itch scratch when I actually go play for real. So I probably won't do 2K as much, but I'll probably do more chill games like this, nostalgia games, because as people have voiced, they're here for vibes, and I kind of appreciate that. If I'm being honest, the lesson of the day is kind of based on this topic, playfully kind of based on this topic, where I think the one thing that we need to work on more moving forward in the future is communication in real life. Because like just from what I've seen, because I travel often, I go outside, like I'm actually outside, I actually touch grass. When I'm out there, I realize just how the world is it's really kind of together on glue and duct tape, if I'm being honest with you. And I mean that, kind of just in a way that where you would think like everything is super nice based off of the content that we absorb. In reality, it's the content that we're absorbing is really just the romanticization of the experience. And when you go in real life, like it's not that glamorous. It is a good time, or it might be a bad time, whatever. You're gonna have an experience per se, but that's with everything in life. Now, the only issue is if you start to idolize or raise up the material or the event more than you should, right? You should always be content with everything. But anyway, one thing that I'm noticing as I go out into the world and I talk to more people and I start to see like our biggest area of improvement, just as a community, at least here in America, is just how we interact with each other in closed communities or friends, or just our interactions with each other have become more just kind of hollow a little bit. Like when it's the Olympics, one thing I've noticed is that you will see us band together, right? When it's the Olympics, like everybody is USA, USA. Yo, we got the Eagles in the back. We are aligned, and it doesn't matter what sport. Like we rooting for our people. We rooting for our brothers and sisters. That's how America is. That's how we are. But in the meantime, before that point, you know, it's it's pretty segmented in terms of togetherness. But when I'm out and about, man, I don't feel that at all. Like, if I'm being honest, when I'm out and about, I notice that people usually are very nice to each other, and they have each other's interests. You know, they have each other's interests at the top of the mind. At least that's what I've seen. Don't get me wrong. There's obviously some altercations, some disagreements, or whatever the case is. But for the most part, it's not really like that. So I say that to say, when we are interacting with each other, you know, it is problematic for you to go into any conversation with the preconceived notion of how people should act and respond based off of what you saw online. At least that's my thoughts on it. You know, that's just from what I've seen. I'm not trying to say that what we see online is false or fake. No, it's definitely not the case. But I think we romanticize the experiences just a little too much, and that is why our communication is just kind of poor. At least that's my thoughts on it. And I'm just really big on improvement. And I think that's one easy way to improve, just how we communicate. And I'm trying to learn this, right? Like, I'm trying to go out and test the water, speak to different people, different cultures, communities, different preferences, different beliefs, because there has to be a common way to treat everyone with respect without intruding in their personal life, by also minding our business. I'm pretty sure there's a way to have that level of respect, and that's what I'm trying to test out and trying to learn about. And thanks to just the encouragement, like I said, that I've been getting just from people who also probably want those same things. I feel a lot better with the potential of where we're going. I think this is probably going to be one of the smartest generations ever. It's we're gonna weed out a lot of people, I think, but our technology is so advanced and our systems are so advanced that the ones that take the most advantage of it, I believe they're really, really, really going to benefit. I think they're going to benefit from the community and from the culture, because the people that listen to them, or the people that follow them, or the people that use their resources, they're just going to be a little bit more trusting of those people who take advantage of the technology of the day, because their communication is so good, or communication is better. Oh my God, whenever I do these type of videos, I feel like I'm rambling, and I don't know if it's a good video until I start editing. So I feel like this is a horrible lesson, and I'm probably hurting more people than helping. So that's not the point, and that's never supposed to be the point of these videos. But that's what I mean by I'm trying to work on being able to communicate a lot better. I'm reading a lot more. I got this book up here that I'm gonna master, called The Anatomy of Anxiety, and supposedly, it's supposed to help me overcome that fear response. And I wonder if I work on myself internally, then that should help me be able to communicate with other people a lot better. So you know, I guess the real lesson of the day is just making sure that we're as healthy as possible internally in order to communicate as efficiently as possible externally. Um, it's a slow grind, but I know it's possible. I know it's possible, but I really, really think that communication that's the first step. That's the main key. At least that's my thoughts. I think this was all over the place, but that's what happens when you rush and try to get a video out. But we'll see in the editing if it's cool and if it makes sense, and if it is, then we can build upon this idea in future gyms and gaming. Look, man, I'm gonna go ahead head out. Y'all take it easy and God bless.